All right, my pupils. So what I'm going to show you right now is vertical and horizontal lines, a little bit about that. All right, actually on these kind of things, students a lot of times seem like they don't understand the concept behind this, and therefore they forget how to do this. But this is the easiest kind of line to draw any graph on. It really is. So hopefully I can help you understand this. So this only has one variable in it. So this first example just has y in it. So what I'm going to do is show you a table of values. So basically what this means is it really means this. Y is 3 and is always 3. Okay, that's what that equation says. So y is only 3 and it can't be anything else. And a y value means that you're always up 3. So this line is always up 3 units from the x-axis. Now see, x can be anything. All right, x doesn't matter. So x can be any number that you want. So I'm just going to add in a number here, whatever. Let's just say -2, 0, 2, 3. That's your call. And then if I go through and graph these things, I would have -2, 3, 0, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3 like that. And then that's what your line looks like. So it's a horizontal line that goes through 3 like that. Hey, and one way to help you understand that is every single point on this graph, no matter where it is, has a y value of 3. Okay, so to me, that's what you really have to understand is that concept right there. Y value is always going to be 3. All right. Okay, and then the next one we'll go through it just is kind of the opposite thing. It says x is always -4. Okay, so that's never going to change. That stays -4. And what that means is it means x is a measure of left and right, so it means this. It basically means you are 4 to the left always. So you got to think about what kind of line could you draw that would always be, every point would be 4 to the left of the y-axis. Okay, and on this one, basically, this time y is anything. So these things are really easy to draw. Okay, it's just, but it helps if you understand it, because then you'll remember it better. So let's say, just pick whatever we want here. Let's pick -2, 0, 2, 4. Now, if you plot those points, we would have -4, -2 would be your first point. -4, 0 is your second point. Then -4, 2, then -4, 4. So notice that you're always to the left 4 units from the y-axis. That means you have a vertical line. So that line goes straight up and down like that. So kind of what you have here is, in this case, you have a horizontal line that goes through the y-axis. And in this case, you have a vertical line that goes through the x-axis. Okay, like that. All right, so that's how that goes. So basically, if you have y equals, that means the y value is always the same. So it means you're always up or down the same amount from the x-axis, therefore it's horizontal. In this case, it means it goes through the x-axis. X is always -4, so it means you're always 4 units to the left of the y-axis like that. Making a table of values is a real easy way to do this, and you can't go wrong if you do it that way. So you can try that approach if you want to. I was going to show you one little thing on the graphing calculator on here. So let me pull this up. Now, your graphing calculator can't do x equals a number, but it can do y equals a number. So if I put in y equals 5, and if I want to do a standard window, I can go zoom 6, which puts you in a standard window. And see, that's always going to give you a line. What that means is if y is equal to 5, it means the y value is always 5. If you look at your table of values on here by going second graph, notice that, okay, y is always 5. Like I told you, it'll never change. but x can be anything. So that's a pretty good way to look at that and help you understand that, I think. All right. Okay, so just to kind of wrap this up, there's a couple other things I want to mention, and then this will be a real short video on here, and then I'll just wrap up and summarize what I just did here. So if the equation has an x, but it doesn't have a y, then it's going to be vertical. So this is an example right here. This is the graph of x equals -4. So what that means is it goes through x, but it doesn't touch the y-axis. So if your only variable in your equation is x, then it's only going to go through the x-axis. Okay, like that. I mean, that's just unless it's x equals 0, then it would, of course, be the y-axis. All right. And then the second thing is if you have y equals a number. So if you have a y, but you don't have an x, then it's horizontal and it goes through the y-axis. Okay. So here's an example, y equals 2. Notice that it only touches and goes through the y-axis. It never touches the x-axis. Okay. So that's how it works like this. Now, if you have both variables, if your equation has an x and a y, then it will both touch, it'll touch both axes then. So this is an example of a line that would touch x and y, so its equation is going to have both an x and a y in it. Okay? So one thing that is probably worth you all doing, just on a piece of scratch paper or something, is just do these two problems real quick. What I want you to do is fill in a table of values and then do a graph for y equals 2. And then fill in a table of values for x equals 5, and then just sketch a graph. Okay, so I'll give you a few minutes to do that. I mean, it's easy while it's fresh in your mind, but you have to have a method to remember this stuff. Okay, so here's what you get if you took the time to do that. Y equals 2, what it means again is y is always 2. X is whatever you want to choose. It doesn't matter. I chose this. Doesn't matter. The thing is, you're always up 2. Every point is up 2. That's what makes it go through the y-axis up 2 units. And then the second one, x is 5. X stays the same. Y can be anything you want it to be. So I chose the y values. It's up to you what you choose. So really all it means is you're over 5. So it means you have a vertical line. So what happens if you have a y, only a y in your equation, it'll only touch the y-axis going horizontal. And if you only have an x, it will only touch and contact the x-axis and it'll be vertical. Okay, that's it. It's very easy to do, but you got to have a way to remember that. You got to understand it the way I do. All right, good luck.